I don't know which guy needs to hear this, but when it comes to attracting women, it's very clear if she's into you or not. And one of the most important things that you can do as a guy for not only your success in relationships, but also for your own self-esteem and the amount of self-respect you have, is to choose a woman who chooses you. Many guys, many younger guys, lack so much self-respect that they will be into a girl who isn't even into them. This is the dynamic of the young guy who's texting the girl who barely replies, who gives him one word answers, but who sometimes does reply, and that's enough to keep him like drip fed on dopamine to chase her. And it reminds me of me being 17, 18 years old and using dating apps for the first time. So I'm 26 now, so this is a solid 8 years ago. Using dating apps, getting a few messages, a few matches. And some of these girls would actually reply to the text that I would say, even though they weren't interested. So I remember even there was one girl from my college who I had a massive crush on, and I eventually got her phone number through like Facebook, and she gave it to me, right? So that already seems like a success that hooked me on. But then when we were actually texting over weeks and weeks and weeks, we never met up for a date, even though I'd keep asking, and she would keep saying yes. Like she'd say yes, she'll meet me, come on, let's do, go to the cinema or whatever, like the date idea was. And when it came to the day that we were supposed to meet, she would just cancel or reschedule. And I had seen online of all this advice of like, oh no, but if she reschedules, then it's fine because it shows that she's still interested. And so I still kept up my sort of interest, my efforts. Then it'd come to like next Friday when we were supposed to meet again, and she would like cancel and, really apologize. And she would keep texting me. She would text me first. A lot of guys need to hear this. And this is going to sound like super sexist or hurtful towards women, but it is the truth. A lot of women are like cruel and brain dead. A lot of women are just addicted to having notifications on their phone. And so she will keep texting you, not because she likes you, but because she just is like a fucking like fiend for the little notification, like, I don't know what the fuck the iPhone notification is, but she'll keep texting you and other guys, by the way, because she just loves that red little notification color on her phone, because she's a crackhead as well. And guys are like this as well. Both, like 90% of guys, 90% of girls are just fucking awful people. But I want to help guys because I can relate to them, obviously. So if this feels like it relates to you, my advice to you, young man who's probably going through this, is it all comes down to self-respect and self-love and the standards that you hold yourself and the people in your life to. You're so much better off than being the guy who like is there's like a vision in my mind. I don't know how you'd explain it, but it's almost like a little baby who's grabbing onto as many toys as possible, like anxiously trying to get as much love as possible. That kind of defines my like earlier dating life. I don't want you to be this little anxious baby who's holding on to as much love as possible, because this is just showing, some bad shit that happened to you as a child. Instead, like, why not see yourself as a man of character, a man of strength, like a strong man who, when there's a girl who isn't showing the utmost respect and attraction for you, that you just think to yourself, okay, well then we're not very compatible, that's fine. I'll just let this one die out. I'll let this conversation end. Now, you've got to be ready that it's not going to be that easy, because as you leave this conversation, she will text you again. And this is the great trap of modern men. So many guys are so lonely that when a girl does show any attention whatsoever, they can't believe it. They're replying back, they're grabbing their phone, ready to reply, like holding their phone to their heart and stuff. And it is very sad, but this is how guys get caged into texting girls for weeks or months that they've never met. This is how guys get caged into like sending money over to girls on OnlyFans or, whatever kind of like online sugar daddy type of relationship that some guys are in. And that's not just old guys anymore. Years ago, it used to be just old rich guys who would pay girls to like text them or something. These days, even like little 15-year-olds are spending their money to just get some like virtual intimacy. if you go on, I don't know if this is a thing, but I remember for the last like few years, like on Twitch, like on live streaming websites, there was such a big culture of like girls would just sit there and not even like flirt or be sexy or anything, but just kind of talk to the guys who would talk to them, you know, chat up to them, and guys would just keep donating like all the money they made just to get a little bit of dopamine when the live streamer would say his name. Think about how fucked that is. It's just low standards, low self-respect. You want to know one extra problem with this? Your future wife isn't going to like the fact that you're like this. You see, the longer that you spend in this like boy phase of just clinging on to any attraction from women as possible, the further back you push meeting a future wife. Because there needs to be a period of you saying, you know what, like I'm gonna have standards for myself, and I'm not gonna entertain like these women who aren't even that into me, who aren't showing me back that same level of effort. There needs to be a phase of that for months, maybe years. And that, like, you know, this phase is your phase of self-improvement, of respect, of becoming a strong masculine man. And then that's when you become eligible to meet like your future wife. This phase, like this journey, is when you become an Adonis, like starting from a Jeffrey. Most guys stay in like the Jeffrey zone. A Jeffrey is just kind of like a normal modern man that you see. Maybe you're like one step past the Jeffrey. Your friends are probably Jeffreys, for example. And Adonis is like the ultimate guy that you want to be. Not just like the alpha male, you're the cringe sort of guy with muscles or something, but the intellectual guy who's still wealthy, who's still very loving. It's like the ultimate guy. You're not going to become an Adonis when you're still texting back the girl who's replying to you in one word. And for just one final extra lesson, which is going to hurt you, the longer you spend in this stage, the lower quality and also the higher body count your future wife will be. The more time you waste as a chump, as a Jeffrey, the longer you spend without self-respect, well then naturally your future wife is going to be lower quality. So you don't have time to waste, younger man. You don't have time to waste. This is your warning right now. And I say this with love, not with hate, but this is your warning right now, that every day that you waste not living with respect, not living with standards, will undoubtedly mean that your future wife is of lower quality. And it also means that naturally she's gonna have fucked more guys right now because you're wasting time texting random degenerate women that, you know, oh, but they're replying to me. The consequences of wasting your time in dating are absolutely massive. So my advice to young men is always the same. It's like, conserve your energy. Now, this isn't me saying be a Sigma male and to, you know, like, don't care about women, bro, just focus on money. I don't like follow that at all. I've always been a guy who I always think that whatever goals you've set for yourself, when you attract a good woman, you will reach your goals much faster. Any guy who actually has attracted good women will know this himself. When you have a feminine woman by your side, you automatically make more money. It's just the case. If you're attracting like random degenerate girls and you've got low standards, yeah, fine, you'll start partying with her, you'll start like eating junk food with her and stuff. But like the biggest rise for my business has come when I attracted my beautiful feminine girlfriend. And so 100% I'm off the sort of message that we should be looking for love. We should be open to it. But if right now you're not attracting that kind of high quality woman, then it's fine, then stay single. But be open, you know, just kind of like be on the lookout a little bit when you go to the gym. Why not just be in the social mood? Why not just go and speak to that normal looking girl next to you? Because she's on her journey as well. And imagine meeting the kind of girl who, once you meet her and you partner up, you make the most progress you've ever made to your goals so far. And you also have an awesome girl to grow with. And she actually likes you. And she's not just replying with one-word answers because she likes you. Standards. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.